My number one and passion is I work with students to help them to achieve their academic dreams.
When I came to BMCC in spring of 2007, my goal was just to have an associate's degree. I was unsure of what I wanted to do, so I decided to major in liberal arts. In the fall of that year, I had applied for the Out in Two scholarship, and I was granted the award, and I met Alana, Hanky Thomas. Before that, I was just kind of, I guess, sailing along with no particular place in mind. And when I met Alana, we connected immediately. There was a connection, and I spoke to her about what I wanted to do, which I said I wasn't sure.
When I started at BMCC, I came in directly from an alternative high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew that I would eventually get into psych, so I chose to, in the beginning, just focus on liberal arts, get all the basic requirements out of the way. I was part-time at BMCC. I was working a full-time job at that time. I was then dating this girl at another BMCC student who was interested in CC Top, the transfer program to NYU. I didn't know anything about it. And she brought me to an event where Miss Hanky Thomas and Bart Gretchen were speaking. And I didn't plan on applying to NYU. I was there primarily for the girl. She planned on applying. Then about a few weeks after that, I went to Miss Hanky Thomas's office, and she yelled at me saying that I better apply, this is my only option, so on and so forth. I left her office and cried because I've rarely been in an academic environment where someone explicitly stated their care for my future. So she verbalized that and made it very clear that she was dedicated to my future, and that had an emotional effect on me.
We work very closely with our CUNY senior colleges and SUNY somewhat, and very closely with many of our private partnerships, and NYU is part of that. The idea is that BMCC, the goal is to form strong partnerships. So we give our students the reassurance that they are not just blindly going off on an adventure, and they do not know how many credits will transfer. They would like to find out if can I get a scholarship, and though we have a scholarship office, but we would like to know that the scholarship is part of a program and that our students can get their 60 credits transferred in, because of course time and money is very valuable. So our office is academic advisement and transfer, and the transfer component works hand in hand with the advisement component, because you advise the students so that they can graduate and transfer successfully and continue on the academic path.
I went to the CC Top forum, and I started looking through what NYU had to offer, and it sparked something in me from my early childhood in Trinidad, growing up with one girl in particular who had a really bad speech problems, and she had to live with it. In Trinidad, you have a speech problem and you live with it. And I've always wondered if anyone could help with something like that. And here it was, NYU had a program, that focused on speech pathology. And immediately I was like, this is what I want to do with my life.
Our partnership is with NYU Steinhardt. And the CC Top program, which is the Community College Transfer Opportunity Program. And so that program offers a scholarship attached to it, and the scholarship is up to $20,000 and can be an additional $2,500 if you are part of the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society with the college. I am honored, truly honored, to work with Bart Gretchen, who is the director of the program, for I believe that he has the same passion of helping students to succeed and do the best that they can. Now, students, in order to apply, need to have a minimum GPA of a 3.0. they need to have 48 transferable credits. And just to kind of speak a little bit on those transferable credits, we never guess. We are not saying, oh, maybe they have 48 transferable credits. The idea is that someone at NYU works closely with us to determine, by doing a credit evaluation prior to the students applying, if that student does in fact have 48 transferable credits. Our goal is for them to have 60. But they must have a minimum of 48 transferable credits into the program. So most of our students do graduate, though, from BMCC.
So the great thing is that, so I always knew that I wanted to do psych, and the CC Top program, NYU Steinhardt, they allowed me to transfer into NYU into an applied psychology department program. So I was able to do that. I graduated after 2.5 years. I stayed an extra semester at NYU so I can complete an honors thesis. And now, this upcoming fall, I'm going to the University of Michigan to start a PhD program in developmental psych. And I'm pretty positive that I wouldn't have been able to do this, to go to Michigan, had I not been in the psych program at NYU. They've given me a lot of research experience and great networking opportunities.
We want the students to really want to go there, and this is the best choice for them. I always talk about matching, and I hope that I've done a good job with helping my students to match their personality to the college, because we don't want to get them to get there, though they had a fantastic GPA and all of that, and not be happy. Not be happy with the fact that they are here and this is not the right match for them, and they could possibly have gone to another college. We always have them, I always have them have, I always ask them to select at least 3 choices, because we don't know what can happen. So here is a student that possibly the first choice is NYU, second might be Hunter, third might be a SUNY college. But the idea is that we want them to really be happy with the various choices.
I applied to and was accepted to Brooklyn College to start their graduate program in the fall, where I hope to complete my graduate program in addition to specializing in autism. I would like to work in elementary schools, public schools, with a focus on autistic children.
When I went to NYU, I joined a research team where we look at Latino and African American children, poor children, and how they fare academically. And that's when I realized that a lot of the things we were researching are very relevant to my personal experiences, very relevant to the CC Top message of Miss Hanky Thomas's message of getting poor students into school and helping them achieve as well as possible. So basically, through the research team and reflecting back on my personal experiences, I was able to see that throughout my career, I'd like to pretty much help other students with a similar background to my own accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, or what I have accomplished so far. 5
years ago, I was a full-time nanny working in the area around NYU. And I would see the students graduating, or I would see them in classes in Washington Square Park. And I never one day thought that could be me. So I am light years ahead of where I ever thought I could have been in life. And now I know that, yes, it's light years ahead, but I have so much further to go, and I'm looking forward to it. There's so much I want to do and that I know I can do. And I think it's all because of the seed that was planted in me by Alana Hanky Thomas.
Yeah, well, when I started out at BMCC, I don't even think I knew what a PhD was. I knew I wanted to become a psychologist. I didn't know how that happens, what you have to do to make that happen. I just figured if I'm in school and I take classes, eventually the cards will fall into place. It looks like the cards have fallen into place, but now I understand the path one must take to become a psychologist. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I've had various people in place who have given me the knowledge and the guidance and the instruction to let me know that this is actually what you have to do to accomplish that goal. And again, I hope that now throughout my career I can help other people get that same guidance and information that I didn't have.